sometimes I get so overwhelmed with the news and everything, all the different information channels, the conspiracy theories seem so real, and I just feel like I don't know what to believe anymore, and I just get so overwhelmed. If only I could just know what to do, like what should I be doing with my life right now? And when I ask the question, I really believe in synchronicities, because a bunch of YouTube suggestions came up which I watched, and some of them directly answered the question. And I had known of this all along, but I do so much study about health and happiness that sometimes there's so much information that it's hard to remember it all. The thing that we all need to learn as a human race is that heart-brain coherence is where it's at. And there's nothing more important than having heart-brain coherent. And I really mean that, because that's basically, unless you're going to be a light being and not occupy a body, then you don't need to do heart-brain coherence, because they have a different reality, I guess. But if you're a human being and you want to be happy, that's a prerequisite. And since we can't control our environment, like if I won the lottery and I, bought a house on the beach, for a while I'd probably be in natural heart-brain coherence. I'd be all blissful, laying on the beach all the time and happy, and my friends would be visiting and I would be throwing parties, and just life would be great, right? Until something came along, which it always seems to do, because we're in material bodies. But we can't control life. We don't usually get that lucky. Things happen, but what you can do is you can come in from the other direction and create a blissful state in your body by doing a certain breath and by thinking certain thoughts and by using your imagination. And when you learn this technique, you can come into that happiness from another direction. Rather than control how happy you are by your outside world, you control it with your inside world. And actually this is the much better way, because even if you did win the lottery, there's no guarantee that you would have heart-brain coherence. We just think we will. Because heart-brain coherence is one and the same with happiness and peace and calm and having a happy body that's not in fight or flight and that's just really happy to be here and feels safe, feels loved, feels loving, feels joy, feels gratitude. Wow, I'm really happy to be here, and just, feels lucky, feels good, So that's where it's at. And so the answer to my question, what should I be doing, am I making the right kind of videos, or should I be doing a different type of video? What would help people the most? Well, this helped me the most, and now I'm recommending it to you. And then whatever else you do won't really matter, because you'll already have found happiness. And in terms of finding success by having goals and a plan, that's something that would be more joyful if you had heart-brain coherence. And that's all good to do, but you got to do the heart-brain coherence first. And this is something that every human being should be taught in school. It's really more important than nutrition. And it's more important, well, I would say equally as important as getting sleep, if not more important. There's a lot of ways you can find heart-brain coherence. You don't have to do an exercise. You could say you're an ASMR fan. You could watch your favorite ASMR, and that would make you feel those tingly, blissful feelings. And it's very healthy for your body, because that is when your cellular structure's not wasting energy reserves on trying to escape from a tiger. What they're now able to use the energy reserves for is to rest and repair. And so that's when you feel really good. When you're repairing and restoring and resting every cell, it's kind of like, okay guys, you're talking to yourselves, we're on vacation now, so have fun. And then, you sit there and watch your movie or watch your ASMR or, whatever works for you, whatever you like to do. So that's the state we want to learn how to do, Okay, yeah, so I use ASMR to get to that state, but I don't always have ASMR available, or the mood's not right to watch ASMR. So a really good way to do it pretty quickly is to breathe deeply and have the inhale be shorter than the exhale, because when you're exhaling, your parasympathetic nervous system gets aroused and then you become very relaxed. And then when you inhale, your sympathetic gets aroused, which you need to be awake and alert, but you don't want it to be too aroused, because then you'll be in fight or flight. So you want just a little sympathetic and then a lot of parasympathetic. So you have short in-breaths and long out-breaths. And if you can just remember that, that's one way to do it. And after you learn to do that, you add a second layer. And that second layer is to think virtuous thoughts. Now, in Buddhism, they teach virtuous thoughts, virtuous actions, and things like that. And the word virtuous, I think they should have retranslated it to a different word. But now that I know how it translates to English, and I'll tell you, now I'm just using virtuous again, because it's all in all the Buddhist teachings. It means anything that makes you healthy and happy. So if I'm thinking about how, I don't know, ugly I am, that's not a virtuous thought, because it makes, you either go into fight or flight, or you get depressed, But if you're thinking about how thankful you are for being alive and given a fantastic body that's more than adequate to do wonderful things, that's like a really good attitude, and it just makes you feel good, Don't you think? When you're gratitude, you just feel good. Everybody knows that inherently, and it's also found that it's one of the healthiest states to be in, and it lends to having a coherent heart and brain firing pattern. I would suggest you write down some affirmations about the thoughts you want to memorize. Like, if you wanted to just start with one and add that to your breathing, that would be a really good step. So after you've mastered the breathing, like it took me years to master breathing, but it might take you 5 minutes. So once you do that, then you add to that, may I be, fill in the blank, just to be simple. So I'm going to give you one, may I be happy. That's what was given to me by my guru, and it healed me very, very much from a horrible trauma that I couldn't seem to get out of the panic from. May I be happy. I would always say that, and it would take me from negative infinity in terms of mood to at least neutral, if not positive. And so you're doing your deep breathing. May I be happy. And then you can expand that to may those you love be happy. May those I love be happy. Thinking of your loved ones' faces and exhaling slowly. And then inhaling and thinking, may my enemies be happy. And I know that sounds funny, but you might just say difficult people. Like the person behind the grocery counter that's in a bad mood, or those kind of people, whatever, your co-workers, whatever. Just anybody that's in a bad mood that's trying to spread it onto you, just say, may they be happy. You have benevolent feelings towards all living creatures. So that's that's part of compassion meditation, is thinking that way. So that would be the next step, is so breathing and then the right thought. Maybe the sound of birds and wind and the trees, or a brook. A lot of times people like a gentle babbling brook. I think that's my favorite. And ocean waves. So the most important thing of all is to, what, Deanie Dog? Heart-brain meditation. May I be happy. Good. May you be happy. Why, thank you, Carol. May you be happy. May you be happy.